So inquiry is the means by which we see and experience ourselves clearly or experientially. So what does that mean? All pain is from our perspective. When I say pain, I mean emotional suffering. So pain is perspective. My experience is summed up by my thinking and my sensing. That's the changeable part of experience, right? What are my thoughts? And then my senses, my feelings, my sight, all of my senses, everything happening, quote, in the body. So when someone is holding on to a thought based in separation, which we translate as the energy of negativity, which is more of a physics term, because if we think of it as something that pulls you apart as like a magnetic force versus brings you together, it's not a moral judgment. It just describes the nature of the energy. So when I believe a thought that is based in the negative polarity or that energy, then experientially I feel separate from myself. And the myself, notice there's two. I feel separate from myself. The myself is the only aspect of me that is unchangeable and 100% dependable and infinite and eternal, which is my awareness, the part of me that is aware of my experience. So inquiry says, I'm going to shift from, it's the means by which you shift from this separate, finite, suffering self, not even back into, because that part of you never leaves, but I'll say back into to describe an experience, to shift back into ourself that we describe as peaceful, happy, and whole. So you do it by either questioning the thoughts themselves that are producing the feelings and hence the behavior that keep you in patterns of disconnection, and you take that thought and you trace it back into yourself, or depending on where you're at, you question the identity itself. And I always describe it, it's like going and questioning the identity would be akin to, I'm really sad. Who is the I? Who is that I? That's like starting on the top of the mountain. Going into the thought, I'm upset. At what? At this. Why? Because of this. What does that mean about me? This. Okay, let me question that belief. Is like starting at the bottom of the mountain and compassionately and gently bringing yourself to the top. Most people, in my experience, are more ready to be compassionately led to the top, because some people, I know for me, when I go, I feel really sad that, my brother did drugs for 8 years, and then someone says, well, the you that you think you are doesn't exist, so you're fine. Doesn't help. So a sign that we're actually embodying the non-dual understanding means we have the capacity and ability to compassionately meet someone where they're at, validate where they're at, and start to question the beliefs, which ultimately lead to a shift in core identity. And that's what people call healing.